Hey guys, this is Full Stuffing Incorporated, and I'm here with my first ever response video, and today I'm doing MegaCapitalG's level leader video. You know what, I'm about to go through his arguments first, just so I can have a little less to stress over, so yeah, let's go. I'm really tired right now, just because I had to think of how many stupid things I had thought of watching that video. So let's go. One is that Dark Synchro and Synchro Fusionist are the spirits of his argument. They both use level leaders, so that's a fair argument. The second one is that putting it at 1 would do nothing, as it is easy to search out. Again, fair argument, thumbs up. But here are 3 problems that he considered arguments. TG Upper Librarian and Level Eater are problems. Max C, you deck out. Okay. Ugh. Badly placed though. And it's not once per turn. Okay, I'm about to go over how these arguments are incredibly wrong. I may send a link to the video, but then again, I don't want to get yelled at by Kava himself. So let's get going to my arguments. Hyper Synchro variants need level leader and TG Hyper Librarian. I mean, right now, if you've seen an operating synchro deck without level leader, don't say challenge accepted in the comments section. Please don't. I mean, unless you want to send me replays, of course, but you know. And another thing is that the deck is gimmicky and inconsistent most of the time. Because once you open with Gofu and Armageddon Knight, which I sometimes tend to because I started playing the deck sometimes. I mean, the deck has 3 Allure of Darknesses now. Cool. This is not going to guarantee me an Armageddon Knight and a Gofu. I mean, that's how most of the combos start, right? But if I don't open with much high-level tuners, then I'm not going to keep going with my combos because they're inconsistent. And he says at the back of their head, oh, they're inconsistent, they're not the best thing ever. This one is very powerful, I do admit. But I'm saying that if you don't open with a good hand, you're going to open with a lower ceiling than vanilla FTK. And another thing is that it is horrible going second, unless your opponent has a mirror match, or they bricked. Other than that, decks that use traps that can stop summonings like the Solemn Warning, this deck gets cracked on by those traps. So, even that argument pretty much kills the whole argument of the deck being meta, because some decks like Monarchs back then, Cosmos still today, Blue Eyes today, ABC's coming soon, they can get around the Solemns where Hyper Synchro, Dark Synchro can't. Because they get their TG Solemns, what are they going to do? Nothing. So going second is terrible for them. I mean, they can brick often, but you know what I mean. In the Dark Synchro deck, they have it as an enabler, but removing level leader itself will not solve the problem for triple Ciphering Ward Omega. Because, let me tell you, I came across variants where they use Hyper Synchron or that level 4 Blackwing Tuner. Not Koshi, it was the other one. But they used Summoner Monk, discard a spell, get out that Ill Wind, decay the Ill Wind, I think. Tune them for Omega. Okay, I can go with that. Then they go Instant Fusion, get Norden, summon back Decay, tune them for another Omega. If they pull a refusion, which is very easy to do if they already have TG out, they can use that, get back to Norden, get back to K, tune them for another Omega. Did you hear level eater once in any of those things? No. That proves that this deck can and will find ways, if level eater gets hit, to go triple Omega and even summon out Trishula if they need to. So, level leader is not a problem even in that deck. It's an enabler, more or less, but it's not the card that's causing all these issues. I mean, they have enough resources to go around, so yeah. And another thing is that we have been able to go double or even triple Quasar, and against something like ABCs can play around these things, Blue Eyes can play around these things, because most of those cards don't even stop summons. I mean, unless they're inherent and you run Stardust Warrior for some reason, I don't mind if you do, but clearly Crystal Wing is the better option, but still, you're going to have a hard time against Blue Eyes because they're a powerful combo deck. And combo decks can play circles around them, especially Fluffles. And I've been known to beat them, so kudos to me. And another thing about that Maxi argument you put up Maxi at a decent time. I mean, if you see a Gofu, and then you see an Armageddon Knight, heck, I wouldn't even don't Maxi on the beginning of the turn, even if you don't know what you're going up against. I mean, if you're going against your Senjus, then Maxi, you kind of drop the Maxi there. But dropping a Maxi when you Game 2 probably be the best option, but Game 1, if they go Gofu and the Armageddon Knight, wait for them to go for Stardust Charge Warrior. Because after Stardust Charge Warrior, they're going to have as many spell summoning options. You can go discard the Maxi. There you go Quasar. You got, let's see, Level Leader off of Stardust Charge. That's 1. Then the level 1 Tuner. That's 2. Forma Synchron, 3. Quasar, 4. And I'm just going off of boards I pretty much established most of the time. So you go +4 off of a Maxi. And they'll have that much spell summoning options to go after that. I mean, if they do that, you're going to draw more than half your deck, but you're surely not going to deck out. I mean, I've done that a lot of the time against Dark Synchro, full matches, and I still managed to get enough of my resources to actually go around, maybe even go triple Fright for Tiger if I need to get rid of their board. And I'm almost never go minus that way. So, even the Maxi argument doesn't work half the time. And another thing is that a well-timed Effect Veiler or Ghost Ogre will put your game to a screeching halt. Because if you're going to waste a Soul Charge, if you're going to go -1 just to get back a TG, which is technically is pretty much a wasted slot, because if you bring that back, or if you don't have Soul Charge to begin with, what are you going to do? Just go Coral Dragon. Remove a level. Tune for a Stardust Charge. You get 2 draws instead of 4, which you put in your argument, by the way. So, going +2, you may not even pull that Soul Charge, which is limited to 1, by the way. You have cards like Dark World Dealings, cards like Into the Void. Cards like those, granted, but it's not guaranteeing that you're going to pull a Soul Charge anytime soon. I mean, you'll come across cards you haven't even seen yet in your deck. Just, ugh. So, if Level Leader isn't the problem in my eyes, what do I see as the problem? I see the problem as Ciphering Ward Omega, because if you go triple Omega, snipe more than half their hand with just that on their first turn. They can go Trishula or something, and even DDR, as I've seen, to get Omega back, then banish another card. So, Ciphering Ward Omega at 3 is the problem. The card itself is already a problem, which is why it's so high in price, because any deck that can use Synchros outside of Pendulums using only Ignister can play Omega. Speedroids can play Omega. Just, there's too many problems that Omega can generate. I mean, Cyberings themselves are annoying, but they can work with just 1 Omega, because the card can constantly bring itself back. It can bring itself back from the graveyard. So, Omega is not really... just banning it is too much. But limiting it to 1 will leave... they will leave Synchro Fusionist at a really, really bad position as an anti-meta deck, as I am concerned. So I feel like that Omega's the problem card, not Level Leader. And other decks, cards that are like enablers for Ptolemaeus, yeah, they're banned. But that's only because they bring out degenerate monsters. Like Infinity, making it easy for rank 4s to go into. Cards like Pleiades, which allow you to disrupt their plays, which is why Curing got limited in the first place. So yeah, I feel like that there are too many problems for the deck to be possibly top tier, and I feel like that Level Leader is not the problem. Like, look at the more powerful monsters, MegaCapitalG. You're better than that, saying that Level Leader is the problem card. TG isn't the problem card either, seeing how it's limited to 1. It's easy to counter. There's a lot of things against it that will allow this deck to possibly be the best deck, or even top 5 for that matter, or even top 10 at the best of times. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys like it, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. And remember, if you don't got fluff, you ain't good enough. So talk to you guys next time.